Welcome back to the Right Read podcast. I am one of your four hosts, DeAndre Williams. You can find me on Twitter at Willems, WILLLUMZ, kicking it to my left.
I'm Asad. You can find me at AsadNBA on Twitter.
My name is Will. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that good stuff at Bias Houston.
And I'm Zay. You can find me on Twitter at user Jeezy Supremacy.
So today is our first actual projection list. This is not a point in time list. We are ranking the top 15 players under 25. Under 25. So it's not
No 25-year-olds. So
remember
no,
from math, no less
Luka
than
Doncic.
a year. Yeah.
so no Luka, no Hallie,
no Tyrese
Trey
Halliburton,
Murphy,
no Darius
Tyrese-
Garland.
Darius Garland,
Yeah.
yeah.
Zion.
If you are under the age of
They wouldn't go on my
25,
list anyways.
yeah. It's
A couple of dudes probably gonna make
But
it.
yeah, so top 15 guys. I think the first guy should
Number one
be
should
fairly
be-
consensus.
I feel like everyone has the same number.
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh, you got Big Tari?
Yeah.
Pay the man. Pay the man.
Yeah.
No, we're on me pay the man.
Pay the man, bro.
But yeah, I mean, number one is I have Victor Wembanyama. Does anyone have anything different?
No. Spurs fans, y'all been mad at us, man. We've
Oh,
been
it's
showing
like-
Wemby love every episode. And I ain't gonna lie,
Literally
I'm going
every,
far
every
on my list.
episode.
There's another Spur on my list.
Oh, I don't.
I have a second. I have
He's
another
the
Spur
first- He's the
on my
first and
list.
last Spur on my
I was gonna make a joke, but I probably can't make that on the pod. I also have a second Spur on the list though.
Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, I mean, Victor
Intrigued by it.
Wembanyama.
I mean,
is there anything to say? Like,
It's Wemby.
I mean, we
Like,
done talked about it like
It's
3 or 4
Wemby.
different times at this
I've
point.
like done the Wemby glazing like too many episodes now.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
just
about-
tired
Well,
of
you're a
it.
scroll.
He's working out with a
Yeah,
team now. Like, it's
Yeah, he
just-
worked out with.
Oh
the
yeah,
team.
Hakeem. I need to know how much you charged him. Like I really do need.
If he does like a dream shake, I'm gonna.
Oh,
that's gonna hurt. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gonna hurt. That's gonna.
But yeah, I mean, Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
If you did this top 15 under 30, I think he'd still be number one.
Yeah, especially projecting. Like he
Yeah.
projects to be one of the greatest.
he's the
players
best asset in
Yeah,
basketball right
he's
now.
the best
like
asset in
pretty
basketball.
comfortably.
So
And that's with the league that features Nikola
Yep.
Jokic and SGA and Giannis. Like
All right.
Wemby goes number one.
Yeah, I
So-
wanna take number 2 because I want the ISO.
Oh,
Okay.
next one.
If it's, I feel like we
Um,
all the same number two. So I'm curious.
Okay, so a while back, right? Me and us had a convo about like what it constitutes like a generational player, right?
No way.
And so when this happened, I went to go do research. And so pretty much, not to go on a super duper long rant, but long story short, about every 4 or 5 draft classes, you get about 4 guys who are like the consistent like MVP caliber, like top 3 finish MVP winners. And so when I was making this list, obviously number one person was Wemby, who I thought would be like, yeah, he's gonna be a consistent MVP caliber guy as long as he's healthy, right? The second person that I thought of when I was making this list was Amen Thompson. And so I did put him too. And-
Nice.
And for
I
me,
told you guys to
hold
get
on.
him
So
high.
you think Amen is the best non-Wemby prospect in the league?
if we're talking about raw assets, yes. In terms of who I think is the best asset currently, yes. With him, you're not the athletic and you're not an MVP caliber player. Like when I think about all the guys who have that combination of functional athleticism, besides the guys who got injured, obviously, like the worst guys of that batch is like Zion, Blake Griffin, like the White Howard. Like these are all guys who finished top 3, top 4 for MVP and had like
Okay,
multiple
but-
NBA.
I'm not trying to like. Okay.
Let him cook. That's it.
Okay.
man. Nah, I'm-
Land your point.
So
but-
these are all guys who had like multiple NBA first teams, and I'm not gonna lie. Like when I look at a man, I literally like. I think the only thing that is a separator on if he's going to be one of those guys is if he stays healthy, and I'm assuming health for every single player on this list.
Can
Right.
I counter your number 2? Because I'll say my number 2. I also kind of went by that same criteria.
Mhm.
Guys, I think will be consistent first team All
Mm-hmm.
NBA players, multiple finishes, top 3 MVP, potentially winning an MVP. I think it's a dude in Texas. I just don't think he plays.
Yeah,
for
I
the
have Flagg at 3.
I have Cooper Flag.
I have Cooper Flagg.
I
as
also
well.
have Cooper Flagg too.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just you with the.
So I don't see. So the thing with the Flagg thing, right, and why I put him at 3 juxtapose English. I can't. Yeah,
got it.
juxtapose. I can't speak English, bruh.
And
A minute too,
Turn
yeah.
up.
I think Flagg is going to be like a B or above at everything, right? I think it's kind of similar to the Tatum thing, where like you're good at everything. I think Flagg's going to be like a really great driver. I think that's the one thing that he has over Tatum. He just uses his physical abilities more. But I think in terms of like max ceiling, like if we're talking about just peak ceiling, I don't think anyone on this list besides Wemby has a higher peak
Okay,
ceiling
so-
than him.
I guess where I push back on that is I think Flagg and Amen. I think Amen's going to be a better defender, but I don't think Flagg is going to be like a
Nice.
defensive.
Yeah, for
I think
sure,
he's going to
for
be
sure.
all.
He might make all defensive team.
That's what I'm saying.
For
I
sure,
think
for
he's
sure.
gonna, I think it's going to be all defensive team caliber.
Yeah.
And then just offensively, while Amen can score, I think Flagg is just a way more natural scorer than he is. Just in all three areas of the court. Like I think Flagg's gonna really be a actual shooter.
Yeah.
I can't say that about Amen at all. I think Flagg is, as you said, a really good driver of the basketball already. I think his handle is way more developed than Amen was. Amen's is right now, honestly. I think unless Amen took a leap this summer, which we don't know until the season starts. I think right now Flagg still has a better handle than he does.
Oh.
I think he gets to the line more just because he's bigger. He has those longer arms, which is better for rip throughs, better to, kind of flail a little bit. He's gonna get to the line more than a men just because it's kind of not calling him LeBron, but it's kind of the LeBron effect of a men where he's just so strong that guys kind of bounce off him. He doesn't get that many free throws, especially when he's driving. Uh, and a lot of his rim attempts are just he's so much higher, and people are making business decisions that he's just not going to be. I
I
think
mean,
the
I
level of
think
score that Flag is.
I think at his peak, he's going to be one. I think he's going to be the best transition player in the league. Period. Like I think that is something
I can
he's
see
going to
that.
be the best at. I also think he's going to be the best driver. Period. Like I think he's going to be, like when it's all said and done in his prime, like the best rim finisher in basketball. And so I think him being the best rim finisher and the best transition player, and we haven't even gotten to like the playmaking stuff because he's going to generate a lot of threes. Um, I feel like that is something that, like I said, I can't look at anybody else on this list. I think at their what their peak could be and say they provide something more valuable than that.
I think my pushback on that would be, I've been following Cooper Flagg for a while now, and the biggest question mark about him was his jumper. And there's an excellent clip of him at the Nike Hoop Summit, say like about 18 to 19 months from present day.
Mhm.
And his jumper was ugly. Elbow was flared out. You could just tell like he needed a ton of work on fixing his form, let alone becoming a valuable shooter. But he had good touch. You could see like how he would project to be a better shooter. You take that time from that Nike Hoop Summit where his elbows flared out to the moon and to his last game at Duke and take a still shot of his jumper, and it's a night and day difference. I think the development he has shown at 18 years old, it's just you don't see that. Like you genuinely don't see that. I think that's another thing that he has going for him. He's gonna end up being about 3 years of men's 3 years younger than a men
Mhm.
Yeah.
for the majority of his career. And I don't think that I'll say it. I think he's more skilled than Amen is at the
He
moment.
is.
And like most facets of basketball, I think he's a better dribbler. I think he's further ahead from a shooting
Well,
perspective.
it depends on how you define skill, because I think defense is a skill. I think
It
playmaking is
is.
also a skill.
It is.
It's a skill.
I think just
I think he's more offensively skilled.
yeah. I think if you averaged all their
I think he's a
skills
more
out,
skilled
He's a
scorer.
better scorer, yeah.
no, but I
I,
think
I don't
even
think
if
the, I don't
he's
think
a
the
more
playmaking's that far behind.
Nah,
I'm not gonna
disagree.
lie.
I
I
disagree
think if
with
you
that.
Like-
average it all out, I think the gap between
I
a
think
men's defense and Flag's defense isn't gargantuan. I think the difference between a men's playmaking and Flag's playmaking
But I think Amin's
isn't
better at
gargantuan.
both those categories.
He's
though.
better, but I think the difference between Flagg as a dribbler, Flagg as a shooter, I think there's a mountain in between those
Oh,
two
he's
at the
I mean, I'm just saying, it
Overall.
depends how you define skill.
I mean,
I also think, real quick, when it comes to
Mhm.
shooting, I don't think you can teach shooting touch.
I
know if
agree.
that's like a hot take, but like I think you can get the form right. You can do everything right. And credit to him, man. He's putting in the work by all means this summer. But Flagg just has better natural shooting touch. Like his
I agree.
percentages show it. The eye test shows it. He has better touch around the when it comes to the mid range, when it comes to pull ups, when it comes to catch and shoot threes. I don't see a man ever getting that. Like I think he can
I
get
don't think
to a.
he'll need it though. I have Cooper Flag above him, but
Yeah.
I don't think he'll ever need it.
I don't think he'll need
to
it, but
be
it's.
in that mold.
I think we're kind of these guys are. I don't think the gaps between to DeAndre's point. I don't think the gaps between what Amen does super well. Like if Amen's an A plus in certain categories, I think Flagg's also going to be like a B plus to an A.
I think the gap in athleticism is wide.
Yeah, I mean, Amen's the best.
I think
athlete.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
Amen's
that
like,
gap.
yeah.
He's
And
the best
I'm not gonna
athlete.
lie. I think there's just certain like things that even if you're more skilled, there's just a level of like difference in like level of athlete that you just can't overcome. Like I said, I have Flag 3, so I'm not. If you like, I'm not mad at any of y'all for having Flag at 2. I strongly
have-
considered having him at 2. So it's
I
not.
don't
Does
have.
anybody have a
I
minute 3?
I
don't have Amen.
I don't
three.
know.
I don't either.
Yeah, I assume I know who y'all have at 3. Also,
I was gonna say
Uh,
the funny thing is
Oh.
off camera we were debating who would have a Min Thompson the highest, and I
Yeah,
think
Oh no, I told you I was gonna be.
consensus,
at
I
3.
think.
it went Isaiah,
Yeah.
me, Dre, and then Usset.
Yeah.
I actually think I will have him the second high. I didn't think you were gonna have him at 2. That would
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have Flag at 3, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
My 3 is Anthony Edwards.
My 3 is also
My
Anthony
3
Edwards.
is also Anthony.
Okay, so
Yeah,
so
So
far our
top
list of
three.
My
names.
3, yeah.
I think number
Uh,
4 is where it gets contentious.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
But
I'm intrigued to hear just to touch on Ant.
Yeah, so let's talk
Yeah.
about on
I
Ant
don't
real
want to
quick.
skip over. I feel
Yeah.
like we haven't talked about him a lot on the podcast.
Outside of when we made fun of
besides
him for
with me, when
yeah,
I was
he
like
had him a
fighting
bit
for
too
my
high.
life,
Yeah, I
I
will
thought he was
say,
a top 10 player.
Yeah,
I don't think he's that
he's
yet.
not that.
I still don't think he's a top 10 player in basketball. I think some of his we judge Anthony Edwards differently, I think, than a lot of his peers because of what he's already accomplished. Like he's made a conference finals. He has taken down some of the legends of our game already. He has shown himself to be a legitimate all NBA caliber player very early on in his
Yeah,
career.
he's
He
ahead of
continues to
schedule.
He's
develop.
made the teams.
Yeah, made the team. Like, and he's continued to develop at such a crazy rate. It's just at present day is where I push back on saying he's better than this guy, he's better than that guy. Long term, how he projects with the development path that he's already shown, if he continues on that and just continues to get just incrementally better year by year by year, let alone if he does take another leap in one area or another. Like it's a very, very scary player. I think the main thing holding him back, he's got to find one extra area to be great at. He fixed the pull-up shooting. I don't think he's going to be better than Steph Curry on pull-up shooters for the rest of his career, but I still think he's going to be an incredibly valuable pull-up shooter. I think he's going to be a hellacious driver and a good enough defender when you need him to lock in.
Yeah.
You don't want Anthony Edwards guarding the best player 40 possessions out the game, but for me, he's either got to fix that intermediate area scoring, whether it be floaters, mid range. He's got to find something there, or his playmaking has to take a massive leap. I think
I
those
think
are
it's the
two.
playmaking.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of those two because if he just chooses, he can choose the SGA route of just I am a dominant scorer from every single level on the floor. My playmaking is good enough. I think he's capable of doing that. And I think with his frame, with his athleticism, I think it'd look a bit different. I think I'm not gonna say to be better than SGA by any means, but I think it's still something that
He
could
can
be
be
a
of that
1A,
mold.
yeah, of that
Yeah.
mold and be a 1A on a championship team. I think the playmaking would be more valuable because the looks he generates against defenses are insane when he gets 2 feet in the paint. Like he draws so much nail help. He draws so much weak side help. A part of that is because they don't consistently trust him to make that skip pass. They don't consistently trust him to trust Rudy Gobert as a roller. He's not a very fluent pocket passer out of the pick and roll. So he's got to figure out which one of those two areas to attack. Even without saying that, I think he's going to end up being a 28-point per game scorer for at least the next 5
about
to
to say,
7
you
I mean,
already
years.
that
he
right
was
now.
Barring
28
anything
last
crazy.
year.
I'll say I had the
Like-
numbers pulled up. I was gonna read that out. I was gonna say he just turned 24
Yep.
last month. So he'll be 24 for the duration of the 2025-26 season. And last season he averaged as a 23-year-old 28 points per game. I'm gonna round up here. 28 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 5 assists per game. He shot, and this is the part that's just every time I see it, it's crazy to me. He shot 40% from 3 on 10 attempts
Yep.
a night for a
That's a
63
crazy
shooter,
number.
which is
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
It was
like
insane.
for reference for people who don't know, like league average is what 37, 38.
40 on
Yeah.
10 is like prime Dame Lillard.
Yeah,
think
like
league
and I'll say
average
league
was
average
37.
volume.
It's like
Yeah.
36 on 3. I think.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
yeah,
league
like
average,
so
though.
shooting 40% on 10 attempts a night is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
No fun. It's it's Steph
It's-
Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
I
it's
think-
yeah, it's
yeah.
it's in that tier of guys. And I think that if he maintains that at all going forwards, like honestly, this ranking could be too low.
and I was he's just 24 years old.
Yeah.
So like
I mean, if he
you
do,
don't
he's gonna
hit
be
your
an
prime
all-time
until
scorer.
you're 26,
Yeah.
27,
I'm
28.
saying,
So
like to this point, he would be an all-time scorer.
Yeah, if he's
Like,
shooting
yeah.
40% on 10 threes
then his rim
going
volume
forward,
picks back
like
up.
yeah.
and
Like he's
it's
an
and I
all-time
think
guy.
it will. I think it will.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think to touch on the Ant stuff, I think the biggest leap
Is he your
that
four?
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, he's your 4.
I think he was the last guy that I looked at and I said, yeah, I think this guy is probably going to either win an MVP or be a top MVP finisher. Like I think
Fair.
that is the
There's
four
another guy. Well, maybe two.
guys that I thought for this list. For Ant, I think the leap for him is his isolation scoring. I think he's taking a huge leap in his PNR scoring efficiency. And I think he's taken a decent leap as a passer in the PNR. He was a lot better dealing with doubles and traps. I think the biggest thing is you are a 40%, 3-point shooter on the pull-ups, and you were 53rd in isolation efficiency, 53rd percentile in isolation efficiency. I do think that is going to go up as he gets better and more concise with his driving decisions, because I do think that's a large part of it. I think he just settles too much. I think part of that is like that will come with time. I think he'll get to the rim more and he'll stop settling. I think some of these drives where he's picking it up a dribble or two early and he's stopping himself from getting fouled, as he gets older, he's gonna turn those into fouls and his free throw rate's gonna go up a bit. And so I do
I
think,
mean, hey, isn't working.
yeah, you gotta actually get contact. And
A ref.
I was gonna make that joke, but I was gonna make
but yeah,
it.
I think Ant, I think he does get a lot of criticism sometimes because he is ahead of schedule. Like you look
And
at other
people put
guys,
him in conversation.
yeah, and
He
then
is ahead of
people
schedule.
elevate him because he is ahead of schedule. So he gets overrated and underrated at the same time. I do think at his peak, like he's gonna be in contention for the best guard in the league for a while.
I mean, I think he's in contention
the
for
shooting
best
guard
guard
po-
already.
The shooting guard position
Like,
is his for like the next decade.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's some guys that are better than him overall at the guard spot right now. Yeah, I'll be for real, bro.
We can't put that guy on the 25
Okay,
and
so
25 yet.
so your 4 was Ant.
Yes.
I think this is where we start.
Yeah, I said this is where it gets.
I'll go with
contentious.
mine. My 4 is Evan Mobley.
Oh, that's
He's
too
on my
high,
list. He's
man.
not number 4.
Evan Mobley.
That's too high,
So
bro.
make your case.
I think that he will be outside of Wemby, I think he'll be the most dominant defender in basketball for a very, very long time. I think the type of defense that he's going to consistently provide is a rim protector. And I think we say can guard 1 through 5 a lot. And I think that it's just something draft analysts have said, and you hear pregame shows talk about it. Like, this guy can guard 1 through 5. He can guard guards. He can guard bigs. He can guard everything. He can switch on to anybody. It gets overused because it's not true. There's like 3 guys in NBA history that have been able to do it. Evan Mobley's, I think, going to encroach upon that territory of really being, I can throw you in any defensive scheme. I can throw you in any defensive role. I can put you on any defensive matchup. And I think that he's going to hold his own and thrive in majority of them. I think the type of athlete he is at 7 foot is something that's not talked about. A lot of those 7-footers, you look at Chet, they're quote unquote built similarly. He's so much better of a functional athlete than a guy like
he's
Chet.
a
Like,
crazy athlete.
he is incredibly fluid
also
for his
stronger.
size. He's continuing to pack on muscle and get stronger. It just, I think we underrate just how special of a talent that he is, genuinely, like just the gifts that God gave him to make him the type of player that he is. Like, you're not supposed to move like that at 7 foot, be that agile, continue to be able to put on that muscle. Like, he is genuinely, I think, going to be a all-timer defensive. Like, if Wemby didn't exist, I think DPOI would be his for a very, very long time to come because of what he's going to provide from you in multiple assets on the defensive end. And I think offensively, touching back on that fluidity, I think it's going to aid him on the ball as he continues to grow in his career. I think the Cavs are going to give him more offensive responsibility on the ball as well, where he'll be more than just a play finisher. I think that he's a weird one for me where I actually believe he'll learn how to dribble, like for his size. I don't need Evan Mobley to get 6, 7 ISOs a game, but I think when he finds those matchups against the slower footed big, he'll be able to pull him out to 18, 19 feet and work him off the dribble and get to something because of his fluidity, because of his functional athleticism. His coordination at that size is insane. I'm assuming I'm higher on him than all of you
Yeah, I
are,
mean,
but
he's
I
on
just
my
think that
list.
he's going to
He's on
be.
my list.
I think we underrate just how unique of a talent he is and how special he's going to be.
Do you have Mobley at 4?
No,
Okay.
I'd be shocked if anyone had him top 5. Honestly, I don't think
he's not
Yeah,
in my
he's-
top 5.
I don't want to spoil too much, but number 4 I have the Paradox, Cade Cunningham.
Oh,
I
really high
just
for me.
like he
Yeah.
backpacked that Detroit offense. I think aside from Malik Beasley being a really good pull-up shooter, they had Tobias Harris, Asar Thompson, Jalen Duren, Jaden Ivey at times. Like, it was just not a good offensive system, and he's essentially played Helio to the best of his abilities and backpacked that team while having 25, 7, 7, and almost like 57 true shooting. He had like a really good season. I think he's somehow kind of gone under the radar here. I still think he's the best player in that 2021 class. Just because
Today, or he will
Today.
be.
I still
He's not better
well,
than Mobley.
I mean, okay, Mobley had a
Not
better
better than
season.
Big
I would
Dog,
still
man.
take him basically going forward.
That's fair.
Like, yeah, like I think he's going to project out to be a 25, 27, 7 guy. I think his efficiency is going to continue to improve. I think he continues to improve on his jumper. I think he's only getting stronger. He
Why you
missed
look
the
at
whole
me,
year of
bruh?
his career. I don't think he's any like kind of scrub
Bruh,
defensively
can we
at all.
stop the whole like I've
But
said it's like 3 episodes, brother. Like, man, he's really in year 3 because he missed his rookie season. Like, he's
I ain't
been in
gonna
the
lie, bro.
league.
Once you off your rookie
I'm about to
contract,
say, like,
man,
he's
I
about
don't
to
know,
get paid
bro.
like 50 next year, gang.
Because I ain't gonna lie,
don't
folks gonna
care,
say
like-
Embiid in year 8, bro.
Yeah, but I just think as far as guys that
That's
can actually
He missed 2
year 8,
seasons.
that's a good one.
People don't say Jokic in year 9.
Okay,
He ain't play as
fair enough.
rookie.
You know what? Fair enough. I'll stop mentioning that he missed his sophomore season.
I think that's valid. We don't got.
But okay, no, but fair enough. But I think he as an offensive creator, he's way more advanced than I think we give him credit for when it comes to actually making a functional offense go. And I
Bro,
just,
why do you keep looking at me?
He's hating.
He was-
He's hating.
bro, as much as we like, Man, you
Bro,
guys,
keep cooking,
everything,
bro. Keep cooking. Don't let
man,
him distract you, bro. Keep
everything
cooking.
y'all said about Cade was wrong, bro. You told me he wasn't gonna pass 56 true shooting. You told me he wasn't gonna shoot well from three. He did both last year. I feel like he gets no props for it.
No,
I
I think
say
you
he
can give
gonna
him
go
props.
past
I
the
just think
average.
I think his style of Helio just doesn't work. I don't think that it'll genuinely lead to anything concrete winning because one, I don't think he's going to be a good enough isolation scorer, and I think that that's going to be the one thing that really, really does hold him back. And aside from the isolation scoring, man, is one thing you didn't mention. That boy turns the ball over, and
Well,
and
that's
he
also
just
why,
like
like, I think the style of Helio he's playing right now is more out of necessity than like
them turnovers.
maximizing
Those weren't Helio
I think it's
turnovers.
TOs.
Those were I'm at
He has
half
the-
court.
He be
Give
turning
me
the
the
rock
ball
over, man.
back.
I mean, he's also
He's
Like,
young. Like
that's what that was.
Man, if we're projecting,
You're saying he's
Cade
young. You want to
can't
talk?
hold on
You
to
want
the
to talk
ball?
about injuries? He missed his second year there. He's had prior knee injuries in his NBA career. His athleticism's not coming back. He's not getting faster. He's not going to get quicker. He's not going to start
he's
jumping higher.
He's not the kind of guy who needs the athleticism.
Yeah, I
And
don't. He's a big dude. He, can get to
he
the rim.
might not need
He's-
it
he's
to
skilled.
win basketball
He's
games.
skilled.
You do need.
He-
He's a
Hey, you know
very,
what?
very.
He's the
he's
right
a-
amount of
I'm about to
skill.
earn
He's a
some
very,
PR
very
with the
skilled
K
player.
folks.
Because I
I
said,
love
Cade's
Cade
on my
Cunningham.
list.
I'm
gonna
a
I'm
hop.
gonna get hated on this. I love Cade Cunningham, but I just don't think that you don't win with that. Like we've had these conversations before. Like I don't think that he's ever gonna be good enough at that style of play to genuinely lead to winning basketball. I think what he did with the Pistons this year is like I'm not gonna say it's the maximum because that team wasn't good enough around him. But I think if you put better pieces around him, it's like cool. The team's better, but is he the guy that's there to elevate them to
But
a
that's kind of the
championship
point of
level?
like.
I just don't think he'll ever reach that level.
But the pieces you need around him are so he doesn't have to run Helio the way he has.
I ain't gonna lie. And
run.
if he's not running
Give him
Helio,
someone
he's
else
not
that
the
can bring
fourth
it
best
on.
asset under 25. You
I-
take Kate,
I-
you take
I
Kate off of
disagree.
no, you take Kate off of Helio. Like what's genuinely like what's his value? I'm gonna say what's his value as a point guard. That's way too. I'm not trying to.
He's a
I'm not
point
trying to hate.
guard.
He's a great point guard, but if he's not a Helio basketball player, if he is more off the ball consistently, like his value does tank to me. I want the ball in Kate Cunningham's hand because I think he's an
Yeah, but
excellent
there's a
scorer
difference
and
between
an excellent
being
playmaker.
off ball and being Helio though. Like there's
Yeah.
there's a
There
I think
is,
there's a
but,
better
like,
I think
I-
he's just a point guard. He doesn't have to be a.
I don't
Helio
think
point guard.
I think his value tanks if he's like that style of player. He's not on this list, but Trae Young, I take Trae Young off the ball, dude. Like, I don't care
Yeah,
anymore.
but no, that's
But
not
that
the
ain't
same
shit.
thing. That's
I
not
don't
the
Young's
same
gonna
thing.
be.
I don't think
Trae
he's the
Young
same as
is
Trae
yeah.
Young.
Trae Young is
I'm
a
not gonna
horrible
lie.
off-ball player.
Cade's gonna be a more valuable off ball piece because he's taller. I think that his
He's
form
also
is more
committed to playing
conducive.
off ball.
Yeah,
More.
his form is more conducive to catch and shoot threes, but like his value is with the ball in his hands. Cade
I mean,
Cunningham's
yeah,
value
because
is not off the
maximum
he's
ball.
a point
but-
guard.
Like his value.
I mean,
I don't.
there's a couple
think it's,
guys
like,
on this
off-
list that
I think-
values tied to them having the basketball in there.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
And
if we're
and,
comparing
a lot of those
Boston-
guys to me are a lot lower. Like they're a lot lower because I think their value with the basketball in their hands is not as high as these. I think
I feel
other guys just better. I think they offer more to a team consistently because their style of play doesn't limit them to just one thing. Like I don't. This is where I differ from y'all. I think if Cade Cunningham isn't a 15 to 20 pick and roll guy a night, I don't think he's Cade Cunningham anymore. I don't think he's that caliber of player. I don't think he's an all NBA player if I'm not giving him this type of usage and this type of play diet.
I
Like
don't
I
know if
think
I
he
agree with
needs to
that.
be a guy that has the ball in his hands that much. Because I'm gonna be honest, if that wasn't the case, dude, like they wouldn't be trying to shop Jaden Ivey. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Jaden Ivey's just not that good.
They
I'll
try
be
and
so
thug it out another year. He's got another year left on his rookie deal. You try and
He's
thug it out
also
a year
not a
more.
good
Like
match
He's
with,
not a good match with
Cade.
Cade. the way
hey,
we talk.
on paper, that's
On paper, he
I'm talking
should be,
about- on
but
paper,
Jaden
Jaden
Ivey
Ivey
also
isn't
just isn't that good.
Yeah, I'm saying he's not what Jaden Ivey was supposed to be on paper. Like
Yeah,
we can start there.
well, that's a conversation
Okay.
for another day. I just
Yeah,
don't.
we
I think
I'll-
I think we
uh,
overrate a
who's-
bit of just
who's-
that style.
I have Cade at 5, so
I'll
who's your
speak on
four?
Cade when I
We-
get to
yeah,
when
we
we
don't
get
have
to him.
to.
Who's your
I don't
four,
have to
though?
reiterate my stuff about Cade, but I do have Amin Thompson at 4.
At 4?
That is
Okay.
where I finally
See,
placed Amin.
hey man, we
and-
2 spots.
yeah,
ahead,
I'll
man.
say
keep
we
that in
are
mind, bro.
So 2-4. So my prediction is right.
Yeah,
1,
so
2,
far is
then I basically have to beat you now.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll say for the Amin stuff, I don't think there's. I like to do a lot of victory laps. I think my biggest victory lap would be Amin Thompson and just being right about who he was going to be on the Rockets and coming into the league. Because I remember a lot of people when we did not get Wemby, we did not get Scoot in 2023. There were a lot of tears, and I mean I get it. Like Wemby, I mean he's number one on everybody's list on this list. So obviously like, missing out on that guy does suck. And like Scoot Henderson at that time was viewed as a guy who probably would have went number one. Well, I forgot he didn't like Scoot, but outside of DeAndre, a lot of people thought Scoot Henderson would be
on
like,
the right side of history, looks like. No,
Yeah.
I mean, Scoot could
So-
be really good.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, it's looking-
Yeah,
it's looking
actually,
like
he's
Drake.
stinks
My
at
demon, man.
it's looking more like Dre's right. But
Respect
a lot
my
of people
demon,
thought he
man.
was gonna be like a consensus number one guy in a lot of drafts. So missing out of those two guys did suck. But one of my biggest points is like, and I said this the whole time. I'm like, bro, yeah, Wemby's really good and Scoot's really good, but there's another guy in this draft class who is a bit more raw, I guess you could say, than those two guys. But if he hits his stride and he figures it out, I mean, Wemby breaks basketball, so he doesn't count. Outside of that, Amin Thompson, if he figures
She
it
also
out,
probably breaks
yeah,
basketball.
he breaks basketball, and so he came to the Rockets year one, and like from the jump, made it pretty clear that he was going to make an impact defensively. He was going to make an impact playing a role as a screener, as a roller. He was going to make an impact as a play finisher, and because of his willingness to buy into those roles, we were able to see him expand his game, and now he's in a situation now where the Rockets are looking at you like, bro, you're a guard now. Like offense is going to run through you at times this season.
Yeah, we're gonna see this season exactly what his trajectory is. I think
Yeah,
because he's gonna be tasked to do more guard stuff than he has his first 2 years.
and that's what he came into. He came into the league as a
played point
guard.
guard his whole life. So
And we've seen a lot of. I've said it a couple of times now. I think his biggest weakness is his handle, not his jump shot, and we've seen him work a lot on that handle this offseason. So, I think you fast forward 10 years from now, like it's not crazy to say this guy's gonna be a top
And then
10 player in the league.
you had Cade at 5, right?
Yes, Kate's my 5.
Who's your 5?
I
Is
got
it
Sengun
Sengun?
at 5,
Yeah.
man.
Shengun.
I got Sengun at 5, bro.
Oh, God, he got 2 Rockets in the top.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. We don't
never
gotta.
beating
I don't gotta
Homer.
reiterate. I mean, hey,
Oh yeah, Isaiah's never beaten Homer.
Hey,
hey, I'll be right then, bro. It's all good, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta step out to be right.
Who's your 5?
My 5 is Chet.
Chet? Okay. I have a minute 5.
Okay.
Oh, so yeah, the order was right.
Yeah, I-
Okay, so we can do Chet v. Shengun here. Maybe this is recency bias, you could say, but I just watched Chet be the main backline defense, playing the 5 majority of the
Why does
time.
he keep looking?
Playing like, bro, was he not? Like, I don't understand.
No,
He was the best defender in the playoffs.
he was.
He just won a freaking championship.
He was fantastic defensively.
Right? Like,
Defensively.
defensively.
He was
Okay.
fantastic
Cool.
defensively.
I scouted Chet a lot coming out of college. His shot chart in college is just straight red, right? Everything was perfect.
Hey, man, shout out to the
he-
folks
yeah,
who had
he
Chet
had,
on
like,
the
He was
list.
shooting reds in the finals.
Yeah, okay, cool. But like this is a projection list.
Hey,
You
Was
project
it
Chet to
was
be
it
that way
early or
the
late?
That way, all lates, no tempo shooting at all.
Okay,
No
you know what?
tempo
That's a
shooting
great
at all.
transition. Let's talk about inefficient shooting. How was Shengun season last?
See, look.
I mean,
Bro.
I mean, I didn't already like had the soliloquy on Sengun in that center episode. I think the offense that he generates, like the assist specifically that he generates, it's a lot of rim assists, it's a lot of threes. I think that's infinitely like valuable. I think there's a very small number of guys who generate shots at the rim and from 3 consistently. And I think having a big do that makes it even more valuable. I think he just plays offense, period, in one of the most valuable ways. He's pretty low time to touch. It's like 2.5 seconds. So you can get a lot of possessions out of him touch wise without him being super duper ball dominant, and he's efficient in those in terms of like a points per touch matter. Even though he had a down efficiency season, he was still efficient. I think as a driver, him doing that as a big also it's very, very impactful. And I think that, like I said, I think he's a real two-way player. I think the stuff with his defense has been severely overblown, and he's gotten like negative aesthetic bias on that end.
Yeah, that PR is never getting fixed.
Yeah, it is. It's not.
Yeah,
It's
He's
not.
got to win DPO.
It's
to
not.
fix that.
And so yeah, I think when I look at the other players, I think all of the players past 4 there's concerns for, but I think I'd rather deal with Shengun's concerns and his strengths over some of the guys that we've mentioned. And I'm gonna get called a homer for that one.
I just think Chet's defense is a skill that's better than anything Shengun does.
I don't know if I agree
don't
with
yeah,
that.
I don't know if I agree.
What does Shengun do is better?
I think the way that he generates offense and the touches that he gets is a skill that could potentially trump his Chet's defense.
He's a walking bucket in the paint. If you cut that off, you have to watch the cut.
I mean that's an
He'll
eye
get that
test
off,
thing. That's
and then he's a
statistically
walking
he's
open
not.
3.
I mean, statistically
He
speaking, he
wasn't a
still had a
walking
really
bucket.
good offensive rating when he was on the court, though, gang.
Okay, well, the OKC was a all-time defense without Chet. When Chet was on the floor, he's rivaling like Wemby levels of impact defensively. They're like debatably, statistically, the best defense of all time. when Chet
I
was
mean, that's a great point, and that's why Chet is also really high. I have Chet high on my list also, so it's not like
Yeah.
I'm lower on him. But
Like I just like we talk about on us. Like if a dude is on the court and it's the best defense ever, like I think that carries a premium.
I mean,
then
Sengun was swinging on offense and defense.
I watched that defense also be more playoff resilient than Shengun's offense was this year. and win a championship.
I will say I have Chet above Sengun on my list. I think I have him lower than you do. I think my reasoning for having Chet a bit lower is I don't know how resilient his offense is going to be long term. I think the shooting form concerns are legitimate. I think that the load up that he's added since that injury really does mean something. I think that injury took something
It definitely
away from him a bit as a driver. Like that was kind of the appeal with him at Gonzaga is this is in that unicorn mold. This guy that like he can do so many different things on the floor at once. And he just provides so much value because what matchup do you throw him at any point? Um, Compared to Mobley, like I think he's always going to be a bit weaker. I don't think his frame is built to add on a ton of
Yeah,
weight and
it's
just
not.
genuinely get stronger. I think he's always going to be a slender big. Like that's always what he's going to be to me. And we've already seen how valuable he could be as a defensive asset. I just think offensively, I think that that's going to end up long term holding him back to some other guys, even on his team, to spoiler, and other guys across the league that they'll just have more value because I think they'll be a bit more resilient as scorers because they'll be stronger. Because I think that what they lack physically won't limit their skill. Like I think Chet's physical limitations are going to hinder his shooting. I think not being a strong lower body guy and having a form that takes a year and a half to get ready, I think that's going to hurt you as a playoff shooter. I saw it this year. Like no disrespect to him, but like I know that Pacers defense wasn't nothing special. But like
Yeah, he's
they
struggled.
were an
But to
improved
be fair,
defense, but
I think he just had a down shooting season overall.
I mean, but
Like, he was bad in the regular season.
I feel like the
that's a good thing. That's
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't expect that trend to continue, is what I'm saying.
yeah, but do you see his offensive bag expanding enough to offset? Because like I'll spoil it. I have Şengün at 6, or am I
5.
at 6? Yeah, no, because I had Cade at 5. So yeah, I have Şengün at 6.
Şengün at 6? Okay.
Yes. And I think why I have Şengün so higher than, because I haven't said Mobley yet or said Holmgren, is because yes, those two guys are clear of him defensively and will
Should he clear the whole league?
will be so for the rest of their careers. Like it's never gonna be a conversation who's a better defender between those guys. But what I will say is Şengün is not a scrub defensively. And like we talk about the PR, people don't know he has become a genuinely good defender. Like not just in Eurobasket, in the NBA, he is a good defender. You don't have as good of a defense as we had last season with a guy who most people think is a defensive liability. And that's not him getting carried.
Yeah, he's not a liability.
He's not getting
That's
carried
fair.
by Amin Thompson and Dylan Brooks defensively. He's out there making like as an avid Rockets watcher, I think I could argue too. He's a top 4 defender on this team.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, and that's with a bunch of guys who are really good defensively. So he's in my eyes a pretty good defender. On top of which, he's also out of those 3 guys I just named of Mobley and Chet and Şengün, he's the best offensive player. And I'm not gonna argue that the gap between them offensively is as big as the gap defensively, but
So I think it is.
I'm not gonna argue.
See,
I won't
I
argue.
think it is.
I won't argue
that's
that.
the whole difference to me. I don't think the gap offensive. I think Chet's
But I
gonna be able
think-
to average 20.
But I think
10.
the median, right? Because I think if we were to rank, for example, Chet's offense, defense, and Şengün's offense and defense, and like which is the best, I would go Chet's defense. And at this point, Şengün's defense, Şengün's offense, Chet's offense, and I think that median outcome is why I have him higher. I think because Şengün's going to do a lot more offensively, in terms of being a hub, in terms of being a scorer, in terms of generating good looks for his entire team. I think that's going to be a lot more valuable than what Chet provides offensively. While also, like I said, still being a good defender. It's not Chet Holmgren level defensive, but it's still a really good defender.
so Şengün's your 6. Your
Yeah.
6 was
I have Cade.
Cade's your 6.
Mobley,
Yeah, shout out post
I have
up Beam
Jalen
and Cade.
Williams at 6.
Jalen Williams.
Oh,
6?
damn.
I have
Okay.
Jalen Williams.
He's not that high for me, but he's on my list.
That's I respect it.
I think I just value just quick
respect it.
tidbit. He's the only guy on here that's proven he can be a number 2 on a championship team.
Yep.
And like do that 40 in the finals on a broke hand. That's got to mean something. Make
Yeah.
a face back in. But
Nah,
like
he
you
did.
drop 40 in the finals, like
I'm
legitimate number 2 option. Like that has to mean something. I will say it was great content.
Yeah,
overall,
I ain't gonna lie, man.
but like he's the one guy that I believe out of all of these dudes, I know can scale down and scale up and be effective both ways. Not as effective when he scales up. I see Zay over there making his face
yeah,
at
I
me.
mean,
But
but
not
like
everyone here is going to be able to scale
Yeah.
up into a first option. I don't
Yeah.
think Chet is. I don't think Mobley is.
yeah, for sure.
I don't think Şengün is. I don't think
yeah,
Amen is.
I think he is like he's of the guys on this list so far that I think we have named and will name, he's the number 2 option. I think if a lot of these teams got to pick who would be your second option, I think he's like
I was gonna say,
ideal second
were you
option to a
in the
certain extent.
Discord when we had that conversation about? I know you and Kai were there. Shout out to Kai. We're gonna have Kai on the show.
Oh, the
real
Devin
soon.
Booker one? Yeah.
But yeah, we had a conversation
I
in
was not
Discord
there.
where we were saying Devin Booker could be the number one on a championship winning team, but he would have like the perfect context
Yeah.
around him. And so we were talking about how could we like semi-realistically build a team around
Oh
where
yeah,
Devin
Jalen
Booker.
Williams. Yeah,
Jalen
give,
Williams
but
is
give
a
him
big-
Jalen
the
Williams.
consensus
Yeah,
we had
big
was
name on
is
there.
that Jalen Williams would have to be his second option
give him
in
Jalen
that
Williams.
lineup
I
for it to
believe
work.
it, yeah.
So
So
he's on my list. He's not that.
Yeah.
high.
So 1 through 6. Everyone's given their 6?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So my 7's Jalen Williams.
Your 7. My 7 is Chet.
My
Okay,
7 is
fair
also
enough.
Chet.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to speak on this now because I have Chet and Mobley back to back. I'll spoil it. I have Chet and Mobley 8.
Okay.
So my
I'm gonna make y'all mad
issue,
with my 8.
my issue at both of them, right, is I don't. So when we talk about their offense, right, when we talk about this archetype, the two-way, play finishing archetype of player, the Anthony Davis, like he's the top of that, like that type of archetype. The biggest knock on Anthony Davis has always been his self-creation, right? And I think that's what stopped him from being, best in the league level, and it's kind of capped him out at being a top 5 player. My issue with I'll start with Chet. Actually, this applies to both of them, but it applies to Chet the most. He's never going to be a post scorer, right? And so I feel like
These are frames. It's
yeah, I feel like the problem with Chet never being a post scorer is I also worry about his isolation scoring, considering his jump shot is pretty slow. And we have seen if you put lower center of gravity, bigger wings on him, it kind of eliminates pretty much everything that he gives you an advantage on offensively in terms of his own scoring. Obviously, he still provides spacing because he is a threat to shoot the ball, but it eliminates his scoring ability, right? To me, that is an issue because there's a physical limitation that he just straight up cannot fix. Like, there's no level of development he can have unless he just get on like some crazy like Giannis diet and gains like 40 pounds that is gonna allow him to do that. So when we talk about his offense, I do think how many 8 people? I think of the 8 people we've mentioned, I think Chet is by far the weakest offensive player, and I think he projects to be the weakest offensive player, which I think to me,
I'd
when
agree.
we're having these combos, even though he's going to be a special defender, if you're that limited offensively, that does kind of
The
hurt
league is
me
offensively slanted.
as a roster builder. And I think with Mobley, my issue there, I think he has a little bit higher of an offensive ceiling to me just because he is bigger, so he does have the ability to kind of post. And I think he's shown that he has the ability to attack. Like if you give him a smaller guy, he can drive on a smaller guy. He's shown that he can do that, right? But I mean, so in terms of his shooting, I think the jumper is also going to be kind of limited there. He's a really good spot up shooter. You're not shooting anything off the dribble. So I worry about the isolation score. I think he's a really good ball handler for his size, but I don't think it's ever going to be a thing where you're like funneling offense through Mobley. And he's one of the better play finishers in the league, but he's never going to be like the like absolute best as a play finisher. And so I think the way they're going to average like 20 or 21 or 22 and 10 is not going to be the
A lot of it's
equivalent.
off ball and
It's not going to be the same as like when Dwight Howard was doing it or like when Anthony Davis is doing it.
Mhm.
And so when I look at like your pathway to being a top 10 player, I feel like it's always going to be question marks on whether they'll like break that threshold because of that. And so that's why I have
I
them
think my only pushback
below.
on the Mobley point
Mhm.
would just be I think Mobley does have a chance to be a post scorer because I think
Yeah, I think he does too. He's actually strong.
I think he'll be able to actually
I
contribute
agree.
strong.
I can see
add to
that.
I think he can always score on mismatches. I don't know if he'll be able to score on guys his same position, but I do think they'll be able to run a pick and roll, get a switch, and dump the ball down to him, and he'll score efficient offense on that.
And real quick on Jalen Williams, I have him at 7. We talk about like versatility and like defensive versatility. When Chet went out for a big portion of the year, I think he was their best defender. And I think it
Yeah.
was because
Yeah.
he was actually playing the 3,
You
the
had some
4,
OKC
the 5,
fans.
He's playing power
starting the
forwards.
2. Like he was
He's been playing the 4 for the last 2
he
years.
was basically flying everywhere around there on defense. And then on offense, yeah, he's not a first option, but the stuff he does, I'm not saying it's first option level at all, but it does help take some load off your first option guy. Like he can run a PNR if you need him.
Yeah.
He can like do attack on the ISO if you
No,
need him to.
he's
can
very
shoot.
good in all of that.
He's
stuff.
just so
He's
versatile on both
very
ends of
good.
the floor, and I just watched him do it on a playoff run to win a championship.
Yeah, I think when
Like-
we talk about a guy that's like B level at everything, he's that.
Yeah.
Like he's
Yeah.
good at everything. I don't think there's.
I think he's a legit A on the.
Oh yeah, he's for
the,
sure an A
he's
on
the
defense.
all
Sure.
80s build on 2K with cap breakers.
Yeah,
honestly.
with defensive cap breakers.
Oh.
Yeah,
So that's everyone gave their 7, right?
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, so my 8 is a
I didn't
mid.
give my 7.
Oh,
But it's Mobley.
Mobley at
Okay,
7.
fair enough.
And
I had
7
Chet.
is Chet Mobley.
Yeah.
So
Who's your 8?
my
I said I'm gonna make y'all.
Oh, before we move past, I also did want to touch on Cade because I got to get some positive PR with the Cade folks, man. So I
wait,
think
what do you have, Cade?
I am at 6.
Oh, okay.
So I think Dre is 100% correct that I don't think that his version of Helio is an offense that is like championship level. And so I don't think at his absolute peak in his best context he want to be Helio. But I will push back and say I think for one of all of those Helio guys that aren't like Luca, I think he has the most versatility in how he initiates offense. His post up offense is actually like legitimately good. And I think that's something that he can expand on. Like that is something that I like genuinely moved me as a player, as a like looking at his upside, because that is something that like when I get into a playoff context, it doesn't really matter who I play against. I can post you up. And because he is a larger frame guy, he has really good touch as a shooter. It's going to be efficient offense, and it gets more efficient in the playoffs when the average offense gets worse. He's also, I think, a better defender than all of these Helio guys, which I think will aid in him being more valuable because he's not giving away value on defense. Like he is a legitimate positive there. And then I think the other thing is he's shown the most propensity, I think, of all of these guys to play without the ball in his hands. So I don't think he loses as much value as if I tell someone else to get off the ball. So that's personally why I have him at 6, because I think everything that Dre is saying is right, and that's why I don't have him top 5. But why I have him at 6 is because I think all of those extra wrinkles that he has, all those like little nuanced things that he has in his game, is gonna allow him to be, when we talk about like second options and stuff, I think he will be a top tier second option.
Yeah. Oh, I just realized I know who your 8 is.
Yeah, I want you to guess who
I
it
know
is.
for a fact who your 8 is.
Go ahead.
Is it Dylan Harper?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it is not. He's on my list though, but
Who's your 8?
I have Paulo Banchero at 8.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell no.
I knew y'all was gonna hate that.
I'm not gonna lie. He is on my list.
Oh boy, he down there.
I'll spoil it. He's not even first on his team on my list.
No.
He's
Same.
not.
I have Franz on my list, but Paulo's ahead of him. I
Hell
think
man.
Paulo up until now, Franz has been better, right? I had Franz higher on my small forward than power forward list, and I had Paulo. But I think, like this is projecting, we're talking about 5-10 years from now. I do think Paulo is going to eventually gap him. And I think at the end of the
Can I
day,
ask you why he's gonna gap him?
yeah, I will explain. I think at the end of the day, I think this sport is about getting a jumbo guard and playmaker. That is like then the most. I can't do this. Look at you, bro. I think at the end of the day, the whole point, like the best archetype you can get, is a jumbo playmaker, jumbo scorer, and those are the two things that Paulo Banchero projects to do. Now I have, because I was spoiled, I have Chet at 9. We talked about Chet, and I think Chet's an amazing player. But I think the League One is a bit more offensively slanted. No, he will not be as good of a defender as a Mobley or a Chet. But I do think Paulo's defense, it's been inconsistent up until now. I do think that as the game develops, as he gets older, as he gets a bit smarter, I think his defense will start to pan out more towards the positive than the
Yeah, he shouldn't be a negative. He has too good of a frame to be a negative defender.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, it's a 6'10", 6'11" guy who, once he figures out in his head to
I was about to say, does he know that?
he needs. I think he will. I think he needs to get in his head, bro. I'm not Carmelo Anthony. I need to play more like LeBron. And obviously, I'm not saying he's LeBron, but like more into the bully downhill mentality than the phone booth scorer. We know you can do it, but that should be like your secondary as opposed to your go-to. And then on top of that, he is, by virtue of him being 6'10", 6'11", and he is a gifted playmaker. I think that matters a lot. I value playmaking a lot, especially at that size a lot. And so I think in 10 years, I think what Paulo, like the archetype he projects into, I think is like, if you get to build your guy, that's what it looks like.
My pushback on Paulo is always going to be like, until I see him fix his shot diet, I'm not buying it.
I believe it's going to get fixed.
I'm a big believer in shot diet is a little bit of ingrained in me.
Yeah, and like I got pushback on Twitter for it about like his rim field goal attempts, and the people they were comparing him to, it was like, oh, but like his shot diet's similar to Anthony
You
Edwards.
guys who also don't get to the rim.
That's the problem. Like that's the problem.
40% from 3.
Yeah, like that's the problem. Like, why does your shot diet look like a guard's?
A 6'5" guard.
I get what you're saying about the jumbo guard point. I think like the ideal version of Paulo is that.
That's what
why
that's what I think he
drafted.
is.
That's what he got drafted number 1 overall to be this jumbo size guard. It's what the Magic drafted him and Franz to do together. Have 2 jumbo size guards who just become mismatch nightmares. Issue is he don't think he jumbo. He just think he a guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you consistently just refuse to go to and when you go to the rim, I'm sorry, gang, bang average points per possession wise. Not great efficient. If I go to the half court on it, the percentages go down even worse. He took more off the dribble mid-range 2s than he did layups in the half court. That's a problem. You're 6'10".
Yeah.
That's a problem, dude.
Hey man, we fixing that, man.
Like again, if you told me next season Paulo was gonna take double his layups than he is middies, he might be 6 or 5 on my list.
Hey
Genuinely, because
man,
I think it
direct
changes
the
his
Paulo
outlook
hater stuff that
so
way.
much.
Yeah.
No, throw it at me.
I have said
Paulo
nothing
FC,
about
that's box.
this.
See me
This is so funny.
outside. Like,
I thought I was gonna get pushback because I have a man at 8. And bro said Paulo and just took all the heat off me.
Yeah.
Nah,
hey,
yeah.
shout out.
you have a
Will.
minute 8?
I have a man at 8.
Okay, I have Cade at 8.
I mean, I don't hate
Okay.
that. I know I'm gonna be the highest on bro,
Okay,
so I'm not.
I'll say because we started to say a lot of the same
Okay.
games.
Yeah.
9. So
Wait, your 8 was sorry.
Mobley.
Mobley.
I have
Okay,
Mobley.
yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
I'll go my 9.
You're going 9. You're 9.
No way, you don't have Tyrese in it.
No.
No,
Other
Sengun.
jerseys. Oh, we got 2 jerseys.
What?
Big 28,
Say,
man.
well, too high.
I have Alperen Şengün at 9.
Okay.
We don't got to harp too much on
Yeah,
it.
we already
spoke a lot about him.
four times.
You guessed that Will had this guy.
You have Dylan Harper.
You
at
have
9?
Dylan Harper.
I have
at
Dylan
9?
Harper at 9.
Oh, that's kind of high. Man.
Have you?
I don't-
Have you
not-
said Jalen Williams.
Respect though.
Yeah,
that's kinda high.
Yeah, shout out. I
He
mean,
was
shout
my
out
Who
to
have you not?
shout out to half court rim finishing FC, man.
Yeah.
I have Dylan Harper at 9. Yeah, I think his half court rim finishing in college.
Have you
Especially.
looked at Sengun yet?
No.
Why? Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
Hey,
I don't know why y'all acting shocked.
Yeah,
man. Like,
He's next. He's next. Shengun's my
I don't know why y'all acting
He's my
shocked, bro.
10.
Like, we knew this was gonna happen,
Sengun
man.
FC, man, that's the one.
Hey, Sengun
the
FC.
10.
Look who had him.
No,
the
I
highest,
really
man.
need y'all to like understand this, bro.
He has
We-
Sengun at 9.
we- no. This is-
You have
crazy.
Dylan Harper.
E2 Brute, this is the difference. We have woken up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 2 a.m.
At least you got
all
somebody who ain't
crazy
even
parts
played
of
in the
night
NBA
to
yet,
be in
motherfucker.
Discord and watch these Turkish basketball games. And guess
I ain't
who's
like he ain't even played
streaming
that
them
game
for
yet,
us?
bruh.
Him.
Wait, no. Hey, FIBA, he
Shengun-
did not stream it.
Oh wait, no. He
Oh, that's too late, bro.
he
Hey,
didn't
edit that out.
caught
Edit
up.
that. We gotta
had
edit
to
that out,
watch
man.
along at his.
They all came over to my house.
We all went over to us's
We
house
all
at 4
were
a.m.
in
to-
person. We
Yeah,
put it on.
pride, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shengun's my favorite.
They about to do a sweep.
I'm gonna watch his game.
I can't tell.
You hate
Yeah, like
If he the
actions
favorite
speak
player,
louder
you hate
than
the team,
words,
man.
bro. Like this is crazy.
That's my Shengun jersey.
I got it for you.
I paid for it.
Who did you have at 9?
That's
Was it
crazy.
Shengun?
man.
No,
Or Dylan Harper.
No, Dylan Harper. I just thought half court rim efficiency was ridiculous in college. The volume
Mhm.
was ridiculous. I think he's gonna be an insane. We talk about jumbo playmakers. He's not jumbo, but
6'5".
driving
Yeah,
kick,
big.
like driving kick is the way the league is trending. Is like if you can
Yeah, he's
drive
gonna be a
kick,
driving K demon.
That's how, yeah, he's
He's
gonna be
an excellent
demon
interior
driving kick.
passer.
Yeah,
Excellent interior.
ridiculous interior passer. I think he's gonna be a good shooter too. I think the
I
shooting
agree.
it's a work in progress, but this is a projection list. I think he's gonna be a good shooter, and I think playing next to a guy like Wemby, you can have 5 out
he's gonna
spacing.
farm
You can have,
today.
he's just gonna.
It's some other guys he playing next to.
It's like,
Oh yeah, who forgot? Yeah,
It's some other guys he playing
He ain't
next
getting
to.
it to about year 5 though. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. They
He's
got
talking about
that boy
driving
on
kick.
contract.
He
He
They got
gonna be
that
the
boy
one
on
getting kicked it
contract.
out to, bro.
yeah. So I think Dylan
Ooh,
Harper's
when
really
you
good.
when you see Dylan Harper snake his first pick and roll for a midi, what's gonna go through your mind?
Dylan Harper, you mean?
You know, when Dylan Harper, exactly. When Dylan Harper does it and not De'Aaron Fox.
Oh man.
When that poison is seeped into his brain already of, no, don't finish at the basket. Settle for this midi. We're both lefties. Oh, look at us. I can't wait. I can't wait to see that influence. Oh my God, it's gonna be so great.
But yeah, and then I have Shengun at 10. We gotta talk.
I don't hate
about
that.
Shengun.
You got a
I,
9.
uh,
So I'll go ahead and spoil my 9 through 11 because it's guys we all talked about. I had Chet at 9, Jalen Williams at 10, and then I do have Dylan Harper at 11.
Okay.
I have Maxey at 9.
Oh,
He is
Okay.
24.
Maxey's on my
Funny
list.
enough, Maxey.
He's on my list.
He's my 11.
I mean, so I ain't gonna lie. I'll give a quick spiel on Maxey. I'm really high on him. So one, I'm gonna try to stray away from using on offs because I've gotten fried for doing this.
Mr. On off.
So we're gonna speak straight BDS nerd terms.
PvP's favorite customer.
Neanderthal.
Yeah, we going full bottle and stop. I think Maxey's offense, one, he's like transition offense, I think is really good. I think his shooting, he's been a really good, not even really, he's been an elite shooter for pretty much his entire career. He's had a down season last year, but before that, the last 3 seasons, he was like 43% on like 4 attempts off the catch. And I don't think that's fake. I don't think you shoot 40+% that many years in a row and you're not a really good shooter. I think his pick and roll efficiency's gotten up. And and he's also been an efficient isolation scorer before. I look at Maxey and I look at, the 26 and 60 average last year on a team that was pretty terrible. And like his impact on the team reflect like that he was very impactful on a team that was awful. I think at 24 years old, he has some more to grow with his game in terms of maximizing his shooting to be a more efficient isolation scorer. He's taken real strides as a playmaker. And he's taken real strides in terms of being impactful because, at first, if you look at like the like his individual performance with and without Embiid, he did kind of look like an Embiid merchant. But you look at the last year and a half, 2 seasons, he's kind of standing alone on his own and putting up really good numbers.
He had
And
to
he's
fight
24.
he had to fight the hard merchant tag early.
Yeah, hard
the
merchant, Embiid merchant.
tag, but like he's been on his own.
Yeah, not he a Drummond merchant.
Well, yeah.
He a
Merchant.
Yabusele merchant, man.
Jared McCain merchant.
Yeah. But I mean, he's 26-6 at 24, and I think for a guy who's been hyper efficient before, I think he has some more room to grow. And I think by the time he's like 27, 28, he won't be like quite Anthony Edwards level, but I do think he's gonna be in that conversation for one of the best guards in the league.
So my 9 through 11 was hold on. Yeah, it was Harper, Şengün, and then Maxey.
Okay, my 9, Sengun 9, I have Franz 10, Paolo 11.
Oh,
Mm.
damn, I have
Okay.
Paulo so low.
Oh, we can
Oh,
do
man.
Franz because I have him at
Franz is my 12.
I have
is my
Franz at 12. I have Jalen
Yeah.
Williams at 10.
Franz is my 12.
I'm gonna be honest. 11 and 12 for me was a very, very close debate. Can I spoil my 12?
Go ahead.
Because I think this guy will end up having an argument to be higher impact. I have Donovan Clingan at 12.
See, I'm so glad you said that. I have Donovan Clingan at 11, and that's why I did not want to spoil my 11 because I wanted to talk about him.
He's also on my list.
I have Donovan.
He's not on my list.
Yeah, I love Donovan Clingan, man.
I think people are gonna find out real soon. You want to talk about generational defender? We were talking about Wemby. We were talking about Mobley. We were talking about Chet. That dude, Lord. You want to talk about a Rudy Gobert regen? It's
Yeah.
that guy. And I think that his offensive ceiling is going to be a bit higher than what Rudy provided you in his prime. How he's going to be able to operate as a hub. Obviously, they brought in Young Hansen.
He's a better passer.
He's
than Rudy.
better passer. I'm still not believing the shoot.
No, I don't care.
We're
about
not believing
shooting.
that.
He's not going to shoot.
But I do think that I think the impact Donovan Clingan is going to provide is going to be insane in a couple years. Only
It might
reason
be
it's this
insane next
low
year.
for me is I think of all the guys in my top 15, he'll play the least minutes per game. And that's the thing for me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he'll ever be a guy that can physically play 34 minutes a night, but that's going to be the best 29 and a half minutes you can get defensively in the league, I think, barring Wemby. So, him and Paolo was a very, very, very heated debate
Yeah.
for me.
I'll be honest. I have Franz at 12. I also have Paulo at 13. So they are right now.
Yeah, I think when we talked about like the guys who are gonna monopolize the Depoy award, I sneakily do think that Donovan Clingan has the highest defensive upside outside of Wemby.
Wow.
I
Over
think,
Chet?
yeah, I think so. I think,
And Mobley?
yeah. I mean, when you look at his numbers as a rookie, he was like 97th and 98th percentile in like
He's in the same
every
respect,
single.
but I do think the lack of switchability is something. I think that's.
I
what
mean, but
stops him
when
getting
you're
a lot of minutes.
when you're that
Nah,
level,
the minutes thing was just
it's conditioning and
But
health
it's because
problem.
he's so big. Like
But I mean,
know-
when you put that much of a lid on the rim, which he is going to do, he's already doing it.
he did it.
I think sort of being a Wemby level defender or like an Anthony Davis level defender, which I mean Mobley or Chet might end up developing into. I don't really think you can supplant that value. Like I think the Rudy Gobert comps are very, very well placed. Like I do think
It's a real.
if he stays healthy, that's what he's gonna be. And I don't think it's we're projecting this onto him. No, it's just if he stays healthy.
yeah, he's statistically
Because he's already like 97th, 98th, 99th percentile on like every rim protection stat. And I will say, I think the thing that also makes me a bit more bullish on him, defensively than Wemby and not Wemby, than Chet and Mobley, he's a better rebounder. He's a better defensive rebounder. And I think that matters a lot because you don't finish the defensive possession
You end
until
the
you get it.
possession when you-
He's also, I think, a more natural center because of his size. I think
No, he's
Chet,
definitely a center.
yeah, I think Chet is a center, but I think he's a tweener because of his weight.
Mhm.
I think Mobley can be a center, but we've yet to see him play center full time. There is no question on whether or not Donovan Clingan is a center. There's no question on whether Donovan Clingan is a center or not. Like he is, and I think he's going to be.
Can I give some nerd numbers
Yeah, please.
about him?
Hey,
block
direct
percentage-
calling a nerd that way.
block percentage, or his defensive playmaking. I think you've averaged it out to per 36. His blocks would have been 98th percentile. Rim field goals defended was 73rd percentile. Percentage differential in that was negative 13, which would make him 94th.
Jeez.
Dog, that's some crazy deterrence, dude.
Defensive shot quality, negative 0.3 puts him 74th percentile. whenever he contests a shot, the field goal percentage drops by 5.9%. That puts him
That's
92nd percentile. On the offensive end, he's an excellent offensive rebounder.
Yep,
something
that's
we
another thing.
did not speak about. Rebounds at 21.7% of his team's own misses, 93rd percentile there. He's just
Dude.
like in terms of that like role of drop coverage, rim runner, big. He's like the Monstar version of it, and I just think he's gonna
Yeah.
be so
Yeah, he's gonna be
valuable.
like a Steven
O-
Adams,
of that
Rudy
archetype,
hybrid.
he's easily the best young player in the league. Like it's not even
Yeah,
close.
yeah,
Like,
for sure.
if you want a guy that can run to the rim, that can block shots, that can grab rebounds, it's him. But like,
So your 12
That's
was
a special player, man.
I had Franz at
Okay.
12, and then I had Tyrese Maxey 13. I think
Okay,
Isaiah
you
took
Maxey
out.
13.
I have Franz at 12 as well.
I had Franz 12, Paulo 13.
Okay. I have man, I'm going real ball don't stop here, man.
Is he 13 or 14?
This is my 13.
Okay.
I have LaMelo Ball at 13.
He's my.
Oh, he's not
He's my
25.
14.
He's my 14.
You forgot him?
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. Where would you put him?
I had to double check his age to make sure he was like
Probably 13, honestly.
He's 14 for me, right behind
My
Paulo.
14.
Honestly, if he was healthy,
Yeah, he'd be higher.
he'd be
a lot
way
higher.
higher. on
That
the
is
list.
the only
God,
thing.
I love
And
LaMelo.
I'll be so honest. I looked at the numbers. Obviously, defense is what it is. But like the shooting is ridiculous. The playmaking is off the charts.
Yeah.
He just can't play games.
Can't stay healthy.
I was gonna say
Can't play
I
games.
hate Zion Williamson, and LaMelo Ball is like right behind him. So
Yeah.
he's like another season away from being off this list entirely for me.
I will say, I think for me, and it's like it is biased. I was at that opening game.
Oh
Rockets
yeah, he did us
game.
bad opening
Like,
night.
Yeah.
I think that some guys have it. Like I
He got it.
think we downplay like, but the ball don't stop of it all of like it factor, like star
Yeah.
quality.
Get it, Buck.
He's one of them dudes. Like I'm looking around the arena, and when he gets the ball, fans are just, oh my god, what? And he's doing stuff
Shout out to
over and
LeVar,
over,
man.
and he's talking to us. He's like, there's something
puts on a show.
about him and
No,
how he orchestrates an offense. It's
He's
just
a true
beautiful to watch,
showman,
man.
and he's skilled enough. It's not like flaunting.
Yeah.
He's
It's
legitimately
genuinely,
incredible.
he's such a fun
Oh.
player to watch. Just stay healthy, bro. Stay
Who
healthy.
are your 13 and 14, Zay?
Okay, so
You get the
realizing
guy.
that LaMelo was
Okay.
24.
Yeah.
I had Dylan Harper and Paulo 13 and
Okay.
14.
Okay.
Okay.
And
I did lie on the earlier. I do have a second spur. I have Dylan Harper at 14.
You have Dylan Harper at 14.
Yeah.
let's close out with 15. Everybody said they're 1 through 14, right?
My 15 was someone we just talked about. My 15 is Klingon.
Okay, your 15's clean.
Yeah.
Scotty Barnes is my 15.
Scotty-
So
okay.
So I was gonna mention him because I had him in Klingon like really
Yeah.
close, but I just looked at the Klingon numbers and I was like, this guy.
Honestly, I might be underrating Klingon. Y'all might have been convincing me.
Like he's just so insane.
Who's your 15?
I have
Zay?
Scotty
Zay,
Barnes.
who's your 15?
I had Scoot at 15.
Oh,
Ew.
He's a loyal man.
I will say
man.
this is. I think my 15 is probably the biggest shot in the dark on this entire list. I really believe he's going to be a very, very special player.
Wait, can
Jalen
I
Johnson?
guess? Oh, you said Jalen?
Not Jalen Johnson.
Duran?
Nope.
Don't say Green.
Huh?
Don't say Green.
No, not Jalen Green.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not Jalen Green. I don't know if Zay wants to guess or not. I don't think anyone will get it. I have Matas Buzelis at 15.
Wow.
I think that's a good pull though.
I think in 5 years, Matas Buzelis will end up being a
Yeah,
very
folks saying
comfortable-
it'll me on
top
Scoot.
25.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Matas
At
get
least
that over.
Mata's got the allure of like being fresh on the scene, bro.
Bro,
I think you see that guy like he's a legitimate 6'11", legitimately skilled.
No, his frame
Ever is expanding. Really great athlete for his size too. I think that he's being thrown in the rookie crash course the right way. Say what you want about Billy Donovan. I think that rookies have to learn. You stink, you sit, you're good, you get more touches. I think rookies
Yep.
have to learn that.
Yeah.
Does he overdo it at times? Yeah, I feel like Monta should have played more early on in the season. But I think he is in a situation with a lack of real young talent around him that's going to allow him to be as great as he allows himself to be. I think they're going to give him a runway. I think he's going to take off with it. I genuinely think that he's going to be a very, very special player. And he's the last hope I have for G League Ignite. So I'm praying he works out, man.
Don't speak too soon because your number 15 was also.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I love
I'll
that.
give some words on. I'll
Yeah,
give some words
give your
on this.
scoop case. 'cause-
Okay, so I think the biggest basis of my school case it begins and ends with the playmaking. I think specifically the way that he generates rim assists. Last year he averaged 2.9 rim assists per 75, which if you go down the line of guys, he's averaging more rim assists than. And mind you, this is also with him coming off the bench and having Anthony Simons on his team, which we won't get into how big of a crux that is. But having that guy on his team also, I think that is something that you just straight up can't teach, right? There are guys who are elite scorers that don't generate half as many rim assists as he does. And so obviously the scoring is a huge work in progress. He was better the last 50 games last season as a scorer. He was significantly more efficient. I want to say he averaged like 13 on 57% true shooting and like 13 and 7. And this is also once again while coming off the bench. Um I'm gonna take a shot on him figuring it out enough as a scorer to make his playmaking better.
Yeah.
Because I think as a playmaker, that is an overly talented player. And like I said, I don't think you can teach generating shots at the basket like that.
For me, with Scoot, it's honestly just he's just not the tier of athlete I thought he was gonna be watching G League Ignite. And then going back through G League Ignite after his rookie season, he was honestly not that good at the rim.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
he
what
wasn't.
kind of like is like
you
a
didn't
red
have to
flag
add
for
at
me.
the rim.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, I mean he's a good mid range pull up jumper guy, right? But
Hey
that's
man,
also
Portland
kind of,
FC, I believe in you, man.
it's a double edged sword there because he
I
was
got
taking
two
a lot
guys
of
on the
jumpers
list.
because I think his athleticism, his handle is pretty well advanced. That's why he's a good playmaker. It's just, I don't know. He's just, if you're not consistently getting to the rim, you have to be a really good shooter. Because the guys that are like, not saying he's small, but the guys that are of that height range are either really good shooters or they're like really, really good at the rim, like John Morant or something, or like insane athletes like that.
Yeah, they have
Right?
insane rim
He's not a
volume.
Darius
Yeah.
Garland level shooter. He's not a
Mhm.
he's not a Steph level shooter. He's not like a really good pull up shooter, kind of like guy like that. And then I'm also skeptical on his athleticism getting to the rim like a guy like Ja is. And that's why I feel like that's why he's coming off the bench right now. I think is he's kind of stuck in this middle ground of where is his go to shot when he's on the floor scoring.
I ain't like he was coming off the bench because his head coach is
No, but I
I'll tell you why he was
I
coming.
think that's a real question.
I'll tell you why he's coming off the bench. Poor, below average, below average, below average,
you're a
average.
funny
That's why
guy,
he's coming
man.
off the bench. Average pick and roll ball handler last year. Below average isolation score. And for him to be this great heralded athlete, he was poor in transition.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His
0.8
athleticism's not translated the way I
0.866
thought it
points per
would.
possession in transition. Like he's not in. I'll hold my tongue. We can get to the game.
All right, y'all ready to get to this game?
Yeah, let's get to
Before we
it.
get up out of here, man. Today I have 4 start bench cut scenarios I want y'all to get to.
4 of them.
Oh, yeah.
They're not all players, for example. Some of them are kind of interesting, right?
We gotta speed run this. We
Yeah,
gotta,
yeah. So the first one we have start bench cut. Celtics Kyrie,
Is this
Nets
individual, by the way?
Kyrie, Mavs Kyrie. What, I'm sorry?
do
Individual.
we have to agree on
Let's
this?
agree.
Oh, agree.
Consensus.
Okay.
Celtics Kyrie, Nets Kyrie, Mavs Kyrie.
Celtics Kyrie, Nets.
I ain't like Nets Kyrie for sure getting started.
Yeah,
This is easy. Nets, Mavs, Celtics.
Yeah, I think I do.
Nets
too.
Mavs Celtics.
Very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start bench cut. Paul George, Jimmy Butler, and Klay Thompson.
Oh,
This is prime or all time?
Yes, peak for peak.
I'm starting Jimmy, benching Clay, cutting PG.
Yep, same.
What do you?
I probably would have kept PG, but we got 2 out of 3 in agreement, so I also agree. But yeah, Jimmy for sure
rank these-
starting.
Just
Oh,
peak
I ain't
Clay,
gonna-
I
I
think.
ain't
is
gonna lie.
better.
TikTok gonna hate us for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
rank
for
rank
sure.
these duos. These are just as duos, not necessarily. I mean, you can rank them based on what they accomplished or
Yeah.
you know
Such
what?
was.
Yeah, peak for peak, right? Jordan and Pippen, Shaq and Kobe, Steph and KD.
Oh.
It's in order.
Shaq and Kobe.
Hell no.
Hell no. They last.
Hell no, it's not.
Shaq and Kobe
Alright.
last season?
No, Jordan and Pippen is
I ain't
last.
gonna lie. Jordan,
Oh.
Jordan Pippen is for sure last.
Yeah,
It's Shaq and Kobe,
Jordan Pippen.
Clay,
Yeah.
Clay, or not, Katie and Curry,
I
Jordan
just think
Pippen.
Shaq and Kobe just provides too much of like a yin and yang of.
I mean, it's 2 top 10 players of
diversify.
all time, bro.
Yeah. I would-
Per their era, that's probably the 2 best
Yeah.
players, respectively.
I mean, I think
like
when they
this.
were,
I think that's you could drop them in
That's fair.
any. Where you put Shaq and Kobe in today's game? Good lord.
No, I'm saying specifically in that, like, Shaq and
Yeah.
Kobe are the 2
Yeah.
best players compared to like the rest of the league at that
Yeah.
time.
I mean, I think KD and Steph was like there was an argument like
You can make that argument,
like
but-
Steph was 2, KD was 3, KD was 2, Steph was 3, and it was just Bron at 1. You can make that
But
argument. too,
the reason I put that at 3 is because the best player in the league wasn't in that duo.
yeah.
Both the other duos,
yeah.
MJ's best player.
yeah,
in the
Shaq
league.
was
Nah,
probably
but I
definitely
think-
at that time.
No disrespect to Scottie Pippen, but I
He's the
think
worst
if
player.
you
Yeah,
rank
he
them,
knows
I
that-
think it's a
yeah.
gap after
He's-
whoever you
I was
put
I was
Pippen,
going
Scottie
off
Pippen, so
success at first, but you're fair if you're actually just ranking just the duos.
I would, yeah.
I'm about to say
Last one. Teams that did not win a championship.
Ooh.
Okay.
2016 Warriors, 2017 Cavs, and 2018 Rockets.
Honestly, I would go. You got to go 73-9 first. You start 73-9. I think you have to.
Gotta be
I
16.
wouldn't put them in.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
73-9. Like it's.
I don't think
I'm
the
not gonna lie,
2016.
Okay, This one I actually think is in order. I think it goes 16, 17, 18.
I
No,
don't think this.
no.
I don't think the
I think
2016
17.
Warriors
I'm
beat
cutting.
the 2017
I'm cutting the
Cavs.
17 Cavs.
No.
What?
No,
Rockets
I
are
think
better
they're
than
the
the
best
17
team.
Cavs. I think we're tripping.
Yeah, the 17
I
Cavs.
think.
I think both of those teams are better than the 2016 Warriors.
No, I disagree with that.
Nah, it's their 73-9.
I mean,
Actually, no,
that's-
I don't.
that's-
Yeah, no,
I'm not
gonna
gonna-
16 Warriors.
That's-
Absolutely.
Cutting the 16
Really?
Warriors,
I would
like,
cut the
nah.
16
3-9?
Warriors. Yes.
I mean, so here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. We saw the 2017 Warriors play the 2017 Cavaliers in 2017, and that was a very, very close gentleman's sweep. Mind you, the 2017 Warriors are a better team than the 2016 Warriors. I would argue that is the best team in the history of basketball.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the Cavs actually played them pretty decently close relative to what the season series or what the playoff series was.
Yeah.
That 2017 Cavs team had the best offensive rating in playoff history.
No, they were really
And
good.
bro, look at LeBron's numbers in 2017. Dude, if he's seen that 2016 Warriors team with no Kevin Durant, 2017 Kyrie Irving saw that 2016 team with no Kevin Durant and Harrison Barnes and Andrew Bogut instead,
I think
they're
it's-
beating the piss out
I
of
think
them.
It's pretty simple.
I don't feel comfortable cutting MVP hard.
Yeah,
I just don't.
The 20.
I-
No, no.
I'm cutting the
Yeah, the Warriors getting cut. The 20.
No, I'm cutting 20.
The 2016 Cavs beat the 2016 Warriors, and the 2017 Cavs are better than
Significantly better.
So, like, yeah, the 2017 Cavs are better than the
Significantly better.
2016 Warriors to me. And then the
I mean-
2018 Rockets took the KD Warriors.
It
Oh
feels.
my god, if we're going off the year thing, the 2019 Rockets lost to the 2019 Warriors.
No, but see the difference
It's
there
a
is
difference.
both of those teams were
So
substantially
I'm
worse.
saying you can't get the different teams off when you're comparing years to years.
No, can I
can make that
tell you?
argument against the Rockets?
Can I tell you why it's different though? In 2019, the Warriors' depth had been severely depleted at that point. At that point, they were like dead ass starting like Kevon Looney. Yeah. Like their depth was severely depleted. And then as a team, they had acquired more injuries. Iguodala wasn't the same player. I want to say Clay had gotten injured during the season that year. I want to say either KD or Curry had gotten injured. I think actually both of them alternate being injured. And on our end, right, the 2019 Rockets, we didn't have Trevor Ariza, right? We had to
Oh,
swap him out.
himself.
Yeah, Chris Paul got injured. That wasn't the same player. So I think those teams, you were seeing two teams, honestly, both at the end of like their rope at the end of the window. I think 2017 and 2018 are the prime Warriors.
I just want
I
it to be
agree.
known they are cutting.
Yeah, I'm
the
cutting.
Yeah,
seven-
Hey,
I'm
I'll
not
stand
cutting
on 10.
2016, Yeah.
I'll stand on 10.
I think it's between. You can debate 16 and 17.
I think the 17 Cavs are the best team here.
Yeah, I think that's a real debate. 17 Cavs, 2016 Warriors. I think.
I don't
18
think it
Rockets
is.
No, it's not
Clear
a
cut.
debate. That's
It's a clear.
the
I'm not gonna- the
17 Cavs are
18
better than
Rockets-
the 16
So
Cavs.
this is my argument for the 2018 Rockets, right? That team went 65 and 17, right? When their three best players played, we know the stats because we're all
Yeah.
Rockets fans. 42 and 3. If you include the playoffs, 53 and 10. If you look at the games they lost, 5 of those 10 losses were to the Warriors. If you look at their record against the Warriors, it was split down the middle. It was 5 and 5.
Those five without
I
Chris
I
Paul.
don't think that's better than 2016 Warriors. I don't think it's better than 2017 Cavs.
Why? Because
I mean,
are the
it-
2018 Warriors not better than 2016 Warriors?
They had a KD.
So yeah, so in
The 2016 Warriors won 73 games.
Yeah, but
I'm not gonna lie, the
you
Rockets
you
also-
wait, real
Different
quick. You just said the 2016 Warriors are not better than the 2018 Warriors, and the Rockets were a hamstring away from beating that team.
Okay,
Convincingly, too.
I'm not gonna lie. The
pushback on
2016
doing-
Warriors were.
My pushback on
def-
doing the time argument is like, if you would have said like, oh, the 93 Bulls, like, yeah, the team of 2016 is better. Like basketball gets better year by year by year. In the year of 2016, the Golden State Warriors were so far and above better than everybody else that it
Better
took
than the Cavs.
it
Yeah.
took the most insane crumble of all crumbles
It was
to
an
blow that
insane,
3-1
like,
lead. Like,
obviously LeBron.
I mean, can I?
We're good.
Yeah, but it's all day.
Yeah,
Let's-
like
I think
I can't cut
we
Warriors. It's insane.
so are we all starting the 2017 Cavs?
yeah, I'll let y'all.
You know, I'll-
17
I'm fine
Cavs are
with
being
starting.
started, and then we're gonna split hairs in the
Split them.
18, 16.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comment section who
Oh,
you are doing.
they're gonna fire us probably.
Hey, close us out, Jer.
Thank you for coming to another episode of the Right Read podcast. This has been one hell of an episode. I'll say so myself. Make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Everybody's links will be down below in the description. You can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I want to say we're on like AudioFile and all that other good stuff, wherever you listen to your podcast. And yeah, this has been the Right Read podcast. Appreciate y'all.